Hello folks, how you doing? Well, it's November, and it's not November at the time of film, it's a couple of days before November, but we're going to be looking at the predictions for the UK royal family as a whole, and then the two main couples, the King, the Queen, William and Catherine. I'm filming a different location, we're in Haworth at the minute. Do you like that? Good, isn't it? We're staying in the cottage in Haworth at the time of filming. So October was a month of great revelations, deep revelations, confusing revelations. I've heard many conflicting stories, conflicting reporting. It was a month of manipulations. It was a month of uncertainty and ungrounded energy. So what is November going to bring for the UK royal family predictions and energy reading? Okay. The family card is the first card to come out. The Ten of Cups. Happy family. The Hermit. Now I'm not going to be doing upside downy cards with this deck. I'm just going to keep it because it's, with it being round, it's just confusing. So we're going to do an upright card. So the Hermit at the bottom of the deck. So November for the UK royal family is about the continual need to downsize. And one of the things I'm being shown now is Prince William. This is confirming all of their thoughts and feelings about a smaller monarchy, because too many crooks, oh, I was going to say too many cooks spoil the broth, but it came out as too many crooks spoil the broth. So if you have a smaller monarchy, I know people say, well, what about all the different duties? But it's not working. The blueprint that they've got isn't working, so it's about narrowing that down. Okay, the Two of Cups, we've got William and Catherine here. The World, the ending of a cycle. Victory. We've got Justice and Balance. We've got Loss, Three of Cups. I think that's Andrew. The Sun. And the Ace of Wands. So the focus is totally on William and Catherine and the behind the scenes decisions that are being made. So let's just have a clarifier for this Five of Cups. The King of Swords. It's interesting that I have got the Lovers in reverse. It's come out in reverse. I'm going to take it as a reverse because it feels like it needs to be reversed, because it's in relation to Andrew. Andrew is in up to his neck in it in November, literally in up to his neck. And he's literally been squeezed from all angles. There's something here with William and Catherine, the Two of Cups. Yes. Not that they're blackmailing, but they've really put their cards on the table. I have to wonder, you know, at some level, if William hasn't considered stepping down, you know. And I wonder if, I'm showing the vision I'm getting, where behind closed doors, there has been a moment where William and Catherine have sat down and says, can we really do this? And they've possibly discussed it with other people. And it's come to a point of, we actually need you. The monarchy needs them. I mean, I don't think ever before has the Prince of Wales and his Princess of Wales been needed like they are now. Because, like, literally, they could be the golden couple. They could be the saving grace, not to put pressure on them. And I think the powers behind the throne will know that. And it's almost like, well, if you want us to do this and take it forward, it's got to be on our terms. The end of a contract and the begin. This here with the Justice card, that's King of Swords, and this one here could be Andrew having to give up his lease, sign another lease somewhere else, completion of contracts. having to move forward, clearing the decks, getting it sorted as quickly as possible. Let's have a card here. An oracle card. UK Royal Family, just one card. UK Royal Family, UK Royal Family. Time for a nap. The here and now, needing to deal with the here and now. We just pull a card. No, we're not getting to it. I shall wait until we get... Time for a nap. Clarifier. Clarifier from this deck. Time for a nap and a leg up. Yeah, the next generation. I know we keep saying it. And yang, masculine energy. I know. Do you know, if you look at these cards, and I'm not... Well, it is a predictions one. But if any, so far after reading over the past year, since the cancer diagnosis of Charles, it feels like November could be the month where you see something really big happening in relation to that. I'm not saying he's going to die, but it could just be William coming in as regent or some role, or again, this is a real strong moment for, I feel, William and Catherine. Let me just pull a card. We may be doing this reading out of sorts today. Not in our usual way. We'll just see what the cards want to do with this reading. Charles, a clarifier for Charles in this reading. Illusion, High Priestess, uncertainty, parting of the deck, King Charles. Stalled, looking at his future. I had a rumour the other day that they're talking about giving, oh God, Royal Lodge to Camilla. So he's already thinking about the future, is Charles, and what's going to happen long term. Would you really want Royal Lodge? I don't think so. I wouldn't want Royal Lodge. It'd have to be bare bricked and gutted and cleansed and... Anyway. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at it. UK Royal Family, November 2025. There's a situation that is going to come up in November and nobody knows how to deal with it. Even people that have been there years are struggling in how to deal with it, okay? The spotlight's on Anne, Princess Anne. Possibly even looking again to reduce her workload. Something with one of her children, Peter Phillips. There's question marks around that marriage, you know. Peter Phillips upcoming nuptials. If he's, I mean, he's engaged, and they don't usually do long engagements, do they? They do. They get engaged and they get married, but there's question marks around that. I'm not laughing at it, but I just saw Fergie, Sarah Ferguson, and she's on antidepressants. This sounds very, but her dose of antidepressants is going to be increased. Her mental health is in jeopardy in November. I mean, Fergie is not the normal, she's not a normal person, is she? Let's face it, you don't live that kind of a life if you're normal. But there's serious mental health issues that have always been there with Sarah, and it's been hidden to an extent, but it's really going to come out. She's going to have an episode. A neediness with Andrew, her needing Andrew all of the time, regardless of what he does and says and thinks and whatever. So I heard the words Royal Lodge. You know, how it's like an auctioneer. I know it's not going to be auctioneered, but I think they sort out Royal Lodge in November in relation to what's going to happen with Andrew. There is a close friend of Andrew's that is trying to is offering him a property. Whoever that close friend is, I don't know. Whether Andrew's daft enough to take it. He may have to take it. He may not be offered anything from the royal houses, okay? Or Charles's houses. I'm seeing Harry and William having a telephone conversation. Let's pull a card on that. Harry and William. November 2025. November 2025. Harry and William. Ooh, God, nearly dropped my deck. The Moon and the Two of Pentacles, needing to find a balance there. Let's keep pulling. Four of Pentacles. We've got a window there and I keep rubbernecking. Choice coming up, Two of Swords, and another one. Eight of Pentacles. There could be some connection, communication between Charles and Harry. Okay, Charles and Harry as well. William and Harry in November. So let's look at the two main couples like we usually do. Charles and Camilla, Charles and Camilla, Charles and Camilla, Charles and Camilla. I'm being shown some like growths on her hip. I'm being shown her hip area and some tests in relation to the hip area. Charles and Camilla, Charles and Camilla, Three of Wands. We've got transition and moving through troubled waters at the bottom of the deck. Judgment, again, this is all very similar. Clearing, exposure, things coming up, things being seen, more and more. I mean, at the time of filming, I think it was a couple of days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, Charles was out and got heckled. Somebody heckled Charles and not heckled Charles about Andrew. So there's going to be more of that. More people being vocal about Charles and about Camilla. More people shouting at Charles in the crowds. The Wheel of Fortune coming in. The Fool and the Leap of Faith. And the Hanged Man. There's something here. It's either for one of the individuals or there was a couple where there's something they do not want to look at. They don't want to face it. What comes after the Hanged Man? Heartbreak. They don't want to face something that's difficult, a difficult decision. They want to carry on regardless. That's interesting. I've never seen that on a Radiant Ride Away, I don't think. That looks like a temple there behind him. And reminds me of the temple of Diana's grave at Althorpe. I've never seen that. I don't think I've anyway, on a card. There's something they're not wanting to face. They're not wanting to discuss. Do you know, like it was when Trump came in September where there was that situation with Catherine, Camilla and Melania where Camilla was a bit rude to Catherine. There's something similar coming up in November between Charles and Camilla. Charles and Camilla are definitely involved. There's something that gets photographed or filmed in relation to Charles and Camilla that has a similar reaction to it. There's a royal tour that's cancelled. I don't know if it's somebody coming in to the country or them going out. But there's some form of... This is something to do with connections and relationships between countries. I'm seeing the word unsuitability. So there's a cancellation of a tour. Call it a world tour, would you? A tour to a different part of the world. Charles and Camilla, Charles and Camilla, Charles and Camilla. Higher power and loyal heart here. Let's have a clarifier for loyal heart. No place like home. And breathe. So Charles and Camilla isolating themselves off from the rest of the family. Interesting that both owls have got crowns on, so that's Charles and Camilla. They are mirrors of each other. There could be a moment in November where they go off together on a break, holiday. There's a moment where there's a not from a romantic sense, but like a re-falling in love, a reminder of the earlier days. Okay, let's do a card for Charles and a card for Camilla, because we don't really want to stay on them for too long, do we? A card for Charles, a card for Camilla. So Charles first. November. November. This is Charles. Oh, it's 2 cards. Empress at the bottom. Oh, God. Betrayal and the burden. Betrayal and the burden. He gets the same cards nearly every time we read on him. So this is someone that is incredibly stuck, stubborn, is struggling to go forward, could have brought a lot more to the table had he not been so stuck and stubborn and set in his ways. He needs to release that. There's a rigidity within him. That's his problem. Oracle card. Charles. And not for you. I think this is being king. It's just not for him. Higher power. It's too much for him. I think Diana was right, when she said that it was going to be too much for Charles. That could be health reasons. I mean, she didn't know about his health back then, but yes. Camilla, 1 card for Camilla. Queen Camilla, Queen Camilla, November. Queen Camilla, Queen Camilla, November. Queen Camilla, November. Okay. Ooh, well, interesting. Self-confidence, again, looking at her home, looking at where she's going to live future when the time comes. She is going to be a very, very well-off lady. I would also say as well, and I think this possibly happens in many blended families, where there's an element of, I don't know whether he has a right to be pissed off because he's rich as well as William, I think. Yes, he is, of course he is. But she's going to be very wealthy when Charles passes. And she will never want for anything. And she knows it. She's coming more and more into her power, more and more into her self-worth. She's also got the power within her to bring about changes. Clean it up, changes, cleaning it up. To be fair, bringing in balance. What I saw was the fact that she's been irritated with Andrew and Sarah for some time, but I was also shown Christmases and the fact that the more royal family are there, the less people she can have there. And that she can't have full sway, or she feels she can't have full sway as queen when Sarah's about, because obviously Sarah's connection to Princess Diana. There's something between Camilla and Andrew that she just doesn't like him. She really doesn't like him. So, William and Catherine, William and Catherine, William and Catherine. William and Catherine. November. Ooh, the Tower. Big clearing going on here. Possible shocks there. There's some shocks for them. We've got the Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. We've got the Queen of Swords. The Knight of Cups coming in. That's interesting. Well, I got it like that. I've not seen that card before, but it's 8 of Wands. This is what I mean with round cards. King of Cups. And Ace of Cups. I'm gonna do 2 more. The World and Ten of Pentacles, self-confidence, self-worth, coming into their power also. Can I have a clarifier for that Tower? There's a big shock, an almighty shock coming in November for William and Catherine. Something that comes in and changes their path. Tower clarifier, Tower clarifier. Out in the cold. Five of Pentacles out in the cold. Five of Cups. Loss. We had that card for Andrew earlier. I think this is them getting Andrew dealt with. So November feels as though it's about getting Andrew dealt with. Really putting on the table what they want, their wishes, their hopes, in order to go forward, in order for us to take our role on the throne. Ending with the Ace of Cups, which is about happier, more gentler times coming. Let's have a card for after that. What comes after the Ace of Cups? Ooh, that's interesting. The High Priestess. Okay. One more shuffle. What would be the next card? Next card. Eight of Pentacles. Temperance at the bottom. What comes after? A period of uncertainty, of which the only thing they can do is to keep going and work through something. Something about wills for them as well, as in wills, not as in wills, Prince William, as in wills. Wills, legacy that people leave behind. I wonder if this is tied into Andrew's will, okay. Charles's will, and what's going to be left, and what's not going to be left. It's a very vague area, isn't it? But it's a very, not vague, it's a very... Because you'll get some people that say, well, William will be looked after for the rest of his life, but then you'll get some people that will say, well, it's his dad. It's a very complex situation. But there's something here with wills, finances, money. Emotions coming to the surface as well with the King of Cups. Let's have a look at individual. So we'll do William first. Oh, we've not done an oracle card. William and Catherine, William and Catherine, William and Catherine, William and Catherine. Time to go. And Yang, masculine energy. So it's movement, it's masculine, it's plotting and planning. William, William, Prince William, Prince William, 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 Prince William. William, William, Prince William, the Empress. Creating calm out of chaos. I'm not saying he's going to inherit the monarchy in November, but he's getting closer. And he doesn't want to inherit all this. He doesn't want to inherit a burden. Parting of the deck in relation to this reading for William. And he'll do all he can to make sure that things can be as smooth as possible. Catherine, Princess of Wales, Catherine, Princess of Wales, Catherine, Princess of Wales, Catherine, Princess of Wales, November. Okay, we've got two. She needs to take it easy, resting, needs to take it easy in November. But she could burn herself out. There's a possibility that she could burn herself out with jobs, meetings, tasks, life. Ace of Pentacles at the bottom, needing to ground, needing to just be more stable and steady. I didn't do an oracle card for William, did I? I've got chop wood and carry water that just flipped out. Prince William, oh God. Chop wood and carry water. Okay, so that's come out again, that's on the floor. I'm not going to bother because it makes a god-awful noise, this floor, so... That card's for William. And we've got peace. He will do all he can as Prince of Wales, as a future king, and as a king to make sure that he doesn't have this to deal with on his show. Okay, on his reign. Okay, wow. Throwing them about today. Oh. Regeneration for Catherine and Serendipity. So regeneration after recuperation, being able to go forward. Where's that deck? Move it, seeing as we're slinging decks about. Regeneration, being able to go forward. After a period of rest, after a period of this. To make her feel lighter and brighter. And I think that's it. I think it feels, when I'm tuning into November, it feels a very strange month. And I would say, expect anything. Be ready for anything. And will the monarchy ever be the same again after November 2025? Thanks for watching. Love to all. Like, comment, share and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.